Welcome to the Content Marketing Podcast. We're going to start with a very important update about the show moving forward. Then I'm going to blatantly pitch you something, which I haven't done very often on the podcast. And number 3, give you my top tips and lessons that I've learned over the last 12 months. And if you've never caught the Content Marketing Podcast before, my name is Aaron Whitnish. I'm the co-founder of Content Only, and our agency creates in the region of 500 original videos and written posts for business owners every single month. So it's been a wild 12 months on a personal and even on a business level for myself. Those that have caught the show before, regular listeners, may have picked up in one of the earlier episodes that my wife has been healing and undergoing treatment for breast cancer. And about a year ago to the week is when the first chemotherapy treatment started. Since then, there's been 3 operations. We've still got treatment going into May next year. And with that comes a lot of extra responsibility of taking care of my wife, parenting duties while my wife's healing, which has capped a lot of time, and also building a relatively new company in terms of Content Only. So all that mixed in. But I'm going to save that story and go into a lot of depth on that next year and invite my wife on to unpack that when the time feels right. But on that note, the announcement for the show is I'm going to take a break and pause the podcast for a little while. I'm not going to set a definite return, but the show will be coming back. I may pop up sporadically with a couple of episodes if something really important comes to mind between now and the new year, but my best guess is tentatively to be resuming sometime in January 2025. So I'm taking a break from podcast guesting, which is I've done probably around 50 guest episodes this year, filmed the episodes on the Content Marketing Podcast, and just taking things off the table just to give the nervous system a chance to have some space, making the calendar a little lighter, focusing heavily on our clients over at Content Only and people that want to come on board. So this will be a well-earned break. In fact, I'm heading off on a Disney cruise with Bailey, my son, and my wife, Paula, and my parents and Paula's parents next week. So that'll be a nice little break from everything that's going on. And like I said, the show will come back, but I'm just going to clear up the calendar, have a break from podcasting, come back refreshed and renewed and with a bunch of new perspective, having been through a very turbulent 12 plus months by the time I resume the conversation on here. So the pitch. So if you've been listening to the episodes for an extended period of time, I imagine that's because you've extracted some value. But what I want to encourage you to do is actually come and work with us. So if you've got 30 minutes spare a month, you'll chat to me on Google Meet, and our team at Content Only will repurpose that conversation into probably 12, 14 on-brand clips for your next 30 days on social media, plus the written posts. So we'll do the research, find the questions to ask, and then we'll craft content exclusively for your target clients and audience and give you a strategy to put that on the right platform to get their attention and align with your business goals. So reach out. There'll be a link in the show notes and description below. If you haven't got around to content creation and content strategy and content marketing, despite listening to all the strategies and tactics on the podcast, maybe it's time to get some help. As a listener of the show, just let me know, and we will grandfather in the current pricing. We are scheduled to increase that heading into 2025. So I'd love to have a chat, see how we can make content creation really simple for you and be part of the collaboration with you over the next 6 to 12 months. So make sure you click that note in the description below. Have a chat. There's no obligations, and we'll see if it aligns. If not, that's all good. Now, my top tips before we wrap up and have a break from the podcast for a little while. Getting on podcasts, as I mentioned in one of the more recent episodes, has been a game changer. 40% of our new clients this year or thereabouts have come on the back end of guest podcasting, and we've picked up clients in 3 continents. So Canada, in Europe, and of course in Australia. So get on Podmatch, start getting yourself on podcasts as an expert guest. It's really good positioning for your brand. You get exposed to an audience that you didn't have to build, promoted as an expert, and you can always take that episode, run the video through a tool like Opus Clip or GetMunch and convert it into some short form content for your social medias, or pass it over to an editor who can cut clips and put your branding on it that can kill two birds with one stone. Expertly positioned, promoted to an audience, plus get your short form content done in the same effort. The next thing that I would say is towards the back end of the year, a lot of people decelerate with their marketing, with their visibility. And it's a bit ironic that I'm saying this when I'm taking a break from the podcast, but our content will not be stopping. The best time to be visible is heading into a new year. People are setting new goals, new budget, renewed energy. So if you're front and center heading into 2025 and you're on the radar, it's a really good opportunity to pick up business. We've always had really big months in December across 14 years of running a company. So my invitation to you is go harder. When everyone else backs off, retreats, rests, double down on your content, your marketing, your advertising. The other aspect of that is people have holidays and breaks over the Christmas period. They've got a lot of time to be on their phones and to scroll and to watch content. So it's a great time to be front and center. So go hard with that. And the final tip that I'll leave you with is really looping back to the mindset, and that's playing the long game. And I just want to reiterate this. So content is very much like going to the gym. It's like exercising. First of all, you got to get on the field. You got to go do the first run, lift that first weight, and it's going to suck. But the next time you go back, it gets a little bit easier. You run a little further, you lift a little heavier, you get an extra rep out. And over time, you build up your fitness, you build up your strength, and you form this habit. So you just start doing it automatically. And even if you pause and have a break for a while, the muscle memory is still there. And you've got that serving you, and you resume and pick up very, very quickly. So if you've been listening, and I've said this before, make sure that you start acting and implementing and get on the field. All you need is a smartphone. Get it out, shoot a video, upload it to social media. It's absolutely free to post content organically. And you've just got to practice, and you'll get better over time. And remember, content ideas are really easy. The people also ask section on Google. Take a topic, a keyword, a search that any one of your target clients might put in online, put it into Google, scroll down to the people also ask section. You've got unlimited content ideas at your disposal anytime that you need them. So there's a few tips to leave you with. I'll come back, resume the podcast, share the full story of everything that's happened over the last 12 months, and I'll be renewed, excited, and very refreshed when that happens. As I said, tentatively, it's probably looking like January 2025, but I may pop up with something between now and then. As a regular listener, thank you so much. The way you can help more people discover the show is by following, subscribing, liking, and sharing it on whatever platform you're listening on. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out and DM me on social media. I will see it. I'm easy to find, Aaron Whitnish, and thanks again for all your support.